Hello everyone, with Terraria's 1.4.5 final update, bigger and bolder, being released, they reworked a plethora of summoner features, including prefixes, new whips, and new staffs. So, in this movie-like video, I'm going to be taking on the challenge of Summoner Only 1.4.5 Master Mode. This run is filled with a lot of challenges, but I hope you enjoy. So yeah, let's get into it. Akin to any Terraria run, I begin by chopping down trees with this shit copper axe. Oh my goodness. I have not played this game vanilla in so long. But anyways, I began exploring the world, the eastern side. I was hoping to find a living tree so I could get myself a finch staff, as that's, the first weapon a summoner can actually get. And it's purely RNG based, so let's see if Relogic blesses me up, yeah. So I continued exploring, heading eastward, and I found a desert, running away from vultures as I had zero mobility whatsoever. This was a good 5 minutes into the run, mind you. I was just praying that I found a living tree. Thankfully, Relogic answered. While I was running away, I actually did find a living tree. Now I just had to get lucky enough to find a finch staff, which, I don't think they're that rare, right? Right? They're not too rare. Anyways, I dug into the tree hoping I would find one, and fortunately, to my surprise, Relogic did not disappoint. I got a finch staff. With my new finch staff in tow, I felt as though I could conquer the world. Except I couldn't even conquer, like, anything, actually. I don't even think I could conquer a slime if I tried. But anyways, I continued exploring eastward and found the Crimson, our evil biome. Fortunately, I actually like the Crimson more than the Corruption, although they're both pretty disgusting. I should preface my plan, because right now what was going through my head was, I should find the jungle biome, because if you're unaware, with the jungle biome you can create the Snapthorn. Now, of course that skips the leather whip or whatever, and by this point I was sort of unaware of the new whips that had been added, but we'll get to that shortly. Originally, the Snapthorn was pretty much the first whip you could actually get in a summoner playthrough, and damn, it was good. So my goal was to find the jungle so I could get my own. Unfortunately, while I was traveling, I might have had a mishap, as I was torn limb from limb by a floating fucking used tampon, or whatever the hell that thing is. Anyways, after I was rudely respawned, I decided to build my guide a home, because, well, honestly, I'm not entirely sure, actually. I really had no reason to do this, but, I felt kind. Yeah, no, I think I wanted a pylon system. I'm not sure, but anyhow, I was, rudely caressed by gelatinous blobs while I tried to build my my guide a wooden shack here, and my little Tweety bird did nothing but idly watch as I was just fisted by a goddamn cup of gel. Actually, he assisted the man. Right, so anyways, fast forward, we have a shack now. The guide's living in a terrible shed, but I could care less so long as he, is paying the property tax. I don't really give a shit, right? So, now, I was at a standstill. I had no idea what to do. I don't know where the jungle is, and I'm far too weak to get there. And even if I get there, I'm far too weak to do anything. So I decided to keep exploring. But this time I went left. Oh, and would you look at that? More fucking Crimson. Goodness. Thank you, Relogic. Oh my goodness. I love blood red sand and disgusting face huggers. Man. Anyways, I got past that nonsense. Into the snow biome. Look at this beautiful Aurora Borealis. I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure. But yeah, wicked. Super cool. So, decided to try exploring the caves. Got fucked again. Because, as I said before, I'm weak and also stupid. I don't know why I just sat there and died like that. But I gave up on exploring foreign land and decided to just go into the cave next to my spawn point. And I saw this really weird, shiny thing, while I was getting chased by slimes. We're gonna ignore the fact that I'm using ninja stars here. Those are totally a part of the summoner class. But yeah, look at this. A life crystal, a chest, and a weird shiny boulder, dude? Oh my gosh, hook me up, man. Thank you. So I decided to fidget with this, and yeah, I don't know what the hell that is, but it's really cool. It does this for another 5 minutes, too. Anyways, first life crystal, so that's huge. I'm a little less weak, and maybe the bullies won't steal my lunch money anymore. Just maybe. Anyways, they added this cob whip, which I decided to make, which is sick. I had to remake it though, because it had a terrible prefix. But we finally got our first whip, So we have a whip and a summon now. We actually look like we're a proper member of our class. Wow, I cannot speak. So I headed right back to the surface with my newfound delicious goods and decided to build myself a little, like, functioning work area, I guess. It's just all of my workstations placed next to each other, and then eventually chests follow. And I continue using this the entire game because, I don't know, actually, I just do. So anyways, I waste no time with my newfound weapon beating the living shit out of the bully who, you know, chased me earlier, the vulture, right? So, screw that guy. Anyways, now I continue exploring, and I think that I can take on the jungle, right? Wrong. No, I can't, actually. I should have never even thought something so stupid. Yeah. The jungle is not happening. Not for a damn long time, I'll tell you that. So, since the jungle isn't happening, I decided to just fully invest my time in actually getting somewhere instead of dying for no reason. I set up a quick little organization system, headed back to the snow caves, because, I don't know, why not? I really didn't have a goal here. Oh, I died again. Wow, I really suck. And then I headed back to the regular caves, hell yeah, and I found another life crystal. So, you know, more hits. I can get hit more times, lovely, I do like that. Right, so while I was in my caving ventures, I found a shit ton of Crimtane, and at this time I actually was unaware, but Crimtane makes a new whip called the Vacu Slash, I think is how you pronounce it, and damn, it is so good! It is so busted, but yeah, so I just gathered a bunch of this stuff, like, coincidentally, and by the time I actually got home, I was like, wait a minute, let's make some bars and see what I can construct out of this stuff, right? And you'll notice, boom, the Vacu Slash, the nasty Vacu Slash. This shit was disgustingly good. I can hit people with, like, a used tampon, like, and it just slams their health bar. Like, I'm giving them HIV and they're dying fast. So I decided to go back to the jungle with my newfound whip so I can actually invest in some armor. Because for some reason the wiki recommends jungle armor. I don't really know why, but I mean, sure, bro, like, I don't know. And while I was here, I actually found myself an Anklet of the Wind, as well as some Feral Claws, which is really fortunate because the auto melee actually affects whips, so I don't have to hold down. Which, like, oh, you don't have to hold down, right? It sounds like it's not a big deal, but trust me, it's really convenient. So, that was awesome sauce. I neglected to mention how many life crystals I found. I almost got max life. I didn't really show that on camera. I also didn't show this, me building this little cutesy town for some NPCs for a pylon, just because it was honestly really boring and nothing really happened. I just ran around in my life crystals and then built some houses. So, yeah, just in case you were confused. So, I then made myself a Snapthorn. It got the annoying prefix, and I proceeded to never use it again. I threw it in the storage. But first I made myself some jungle armor, because, I mean, I just wanted defense, honestly. I really wasn't worried about the set, like, bonuses. And then I made myself a golden pickaxe, because I wanted to mine stuff faster. That was kind of it, honestly. And then I decided I should probably make a bed, because setting my spawn is not only useful, but also you can, you know, fast forward time if you want to, which, just makes it easier. Like, I don't have to wait for a night or anything. So, yeah, did that. But, if you're unfamiliar with the sort of linear progression system that Terraria follows, you're meant to fight King Slime, then the Eye of Cthulhu, and then the Brain of Cthulhu. Now, you can skip bosses. It's all a matter of whether you have the skill to actually kill the boss or not. Now, I had the hasty, rash, and incredibly impulsive idea that, well, this whip kicks hella ass. So what if I try to beat the Brain of Cthulhu or get enough tissue samples to make a Nightbringer pickaxe to get an imp staff, right? That'd be crazy. So I took my bombs, went to the Crimson, broke a couple heart sack things, made a really shit sort of makeshift arena, excuse me, and sent it. And it went surprisingly well. This whip, like, this is where we begin to see how overpowered Summoner truly is in this new update. Like, I'm not going to talk over the more important fights, but this isn't really that important. I didn't even have mobility yet. I was purely using an emerald hook that I made and just whipping ass. Like, you think my Finch is gonna kill this guy? Fuck no. This whip is, though. So, after, you know, beating his little floating eyeball things to a pulp, he decided it was his turn to get an ass whooping. And I was like, honestly, at this point in the fight, I was like, sure, dude, I could lose and I'll be happy. I got all the tissue samples I wanted. But then shit just kept going well. Like, really well. Like, he died. It went so well. So, yeah. Brain of Cthulhu is actually really easy, or this whip is really busted, or a little bit of both. Either way, I had got enough tissue samples and enough Crimtane to make a Nightbringer pickaxe to then mine Hellstone and get an insanely overpowered upgrade. So, as the name suggests, Hellstone isn't hell, so I had to dig to hell. And, actually, fortunately, on my way there, I found the last life crystal I needed. So now we reached maximum life in pretty hard mode, which is sick. But then I sort of reached a standstill. There was these giant lava pools that I was having trouble getting around, and I sort of just needed to use water to, like, shield myself, if you will, and in the process I got a ton of obsidian, which you can actually use to make a summoner armor set, which I forgot about until, you know, later. But you also need obsidian to make Hellstone, so this sort of just worked out really well for me. Anyways, in my attempt to circumnavigate the lava, I acquired far more obsidian than it was necessary for anything I would need in the future, so that was a blessing. And furthermore, I actually, you know, got to hell, and once I got there, I didn't really need that much Hellstone, in all honesty. I mean, as a summoner, obviously, you can't use anything but really the pickaxe for hard mode ores, and then the imp staff, and that's only like 37 Hellstone total, so I wasn't here very long. I only needed about 111 Hellstone ore, actually, to get everything I really needed for the rest of the run, which is a far difference from how much I typically need. But as I was mining, an interesting little message popped up in the bottom left corner. Since I just defeated the Brain of Cthulhu, the following day forced a spawn for a meteor. And in the new update, they added a new whip made of meteorite. So I needed to check that shit out. First I got like, you know, whatever, like the 30 Hellstone or however much I needed left. It really wasn't a lot. And then I made my way home, made myself my pickaxe, as well as my imp staff, which was such an upgrade. Holy crap. Finch to imp is an insane pull. Anyways, I found the meteorite in the snow biome, and while I was breaking it, a goblin army decided to invade, which is stupid fortunate because I need the Tinkerer Cuck really bad. But before I decided to indulge in that event, I decided to make some NPC housing first, aka prisons, and then I made my way back to my house to actually take on the event. But before actually fighting the goblins, I really wanted to check out this new whip, so I built a little wall to then make some meteorite. And this new whip, oh boy, was it fucking sweet. Holy moly, Star Crash. Have you ever wanted to violently beat the shit out of your enemies with meteors? Well, now you can, as a summoner. This genuinely might have been one of the single greatest additions in this update. This thing was so damn cool and hit so damn hard. Tagged enemies upon impact, getting meteors spawned on them. So yeah, I wiped the floor with the goblin army. And then I decided to wipe the floor with the Eye of Cthulhu too. No arena, no buffs, I was straight raw dog on this shit. And it worked! I don't know why it worked. In no other game would this, or playthrough, would this work. Especially as a summoner. I have no defense, yet I still beat this dude's ass. What? This is not balance. Is this really a master mode world? That was so freaking easy, dude. We gotta rock the shades, bro. That's aura. Following that stupid easy boss fight, I decided to make some NPC housing around different biomes for pylons, because this was a medium world, but I really didn't want to walk around. I like teleporting with pylons. It's stupid convenient. So I decided to find my shimmer to also make the new Aether one, and it was, you know, right side, below the jungle as it typically is. And I could also use the Aether for some permanent buffs, you know, the light crystal buff and whatnot, all that simple stuff. So I just wanted to set this up now so that I had a good foundation for later. Also, I got a gold worm, so I got a gummy worm, which is like so weird. Like I usually never get that, but you know? I guess a permanent buff to luck is somewhat helpful. Not really, it's kind of a weird niche upgrade. But anyways, besides the point, I thought it was cool. So, following that, I built my little NPC housing, and, you know, they did add the new, like, Aether pylon. You just throw a regular pylon into the shimmer. But I had noticed something strange, and you might have now just too. No NPCs were spawning. So, I decided to look it up, and during this play session, there was actually a bug out before 1.4.5.2 or whatever the hell. Yeah, but they fixed it, so new NPCs started spawning shortly after. It didn't really matter. 1.4.5.2 came out minutes ago and fixes the bug. Okay, so this post was from literally 2 hours ago. After restarting my game so that NPCs could spawn, I decided to take on King Slime because it felt wrong to skip him as a progression point. You know, he's not a significant boss, but he's certainly, like, he's the base, right? I feel bad skipping him. I want to give him some attention, give him some love, beat his ass the same as I beat everyone else's, right? And he was no threat, especially after we had whooped Brain of Cthulhu and I without a problem. And they actually added 2 new weapons. They added a spear and a whip made of slime that you can make after his defeat. And I wish I had made this before because it lights shit on fire, and it's just really cool. So you're gonna see this a lot. I forgot about a lot of whips, but regardless, I headed into the caves to look for the Goblin Tinkerer, the Goblin Cuck. And, fortunately, it took, like, a total of some, like, 5 minutes to find him. I literally just went back and forth on this thing and then just ran into him. So that was super awesome because now I could get some quick upgrades. And also another NPC to take all my goddamn money, you greedy bastard. I threw him a circle in my pocket, sir. Yo, I just saw balls in my fucking brain, Rebel Maker. Holy shit, that's expensive, dude. So I utilized the new workstation, made myself a pair of Spectre boots, but I was lacking the aglet and a couple other things to make Terra Spark boots, although I did have water walking boots, so I did get the hard part out of the way. And I just combined some random shit and cleaned up my accessories, because there was just a bunch of nonsense that I did not need at all. This is an okay accessory lineup right now. I spent the latter half of the following evening AFKing so that a bunch of NPCs would respawn after the bug had been patched. And now I just had to move them into their acclimated biomes, which, like, looking back on it, this is irrelevant now because they removed the happiness from, like, doing anything to pylon functionality. Now it only affects price and, like, sale value, which is actually really cool. I'm glad they changed that. But, yeah, this was pointless, essentially, is what I'm saying. This was completely pointless. But I did get some pylons set up, which is sick. Pretty good happiness, that's nice. I backtracked to the snow biome to get a Flink's fur coat, which, I mean, as I previously stated, is completely pointless as of right now, like this time, because I could make an entire obsidian set, and I shortly realized that after making the Flink's fur coat, but we're just gonna humor past me because I'm an idiot and I didn't really pay attention to progression of gear, so yeah, I mean, I need the stuff anyways for, like, Deer Clop's eye thingy or whatever. Gold 2, damn. Where's the... There it is. I was like, where's the coat? I want the coat first. Also made the staff, and literally immediately realized afterwards, if I just gather obsidian as I do, like, right here, I can just make the obsidian set, which is, like, heaps inbounds better. It's so much better. It gives you whip speed and whip attack, and I, like, really need to proofread before I play video games, is what I'm learning at this point in time, as I'm editing this. So, there, I made the entire obsidian armor set, which, not only is it stylish, it's freaking busted. Like, look at this whip speed. God damn! And I have a little bit of defense, not an amazing amount, right, but a little bit, so I'm still tissue paper, I'm just not wet tissue paper. Blood Moon happened the following night, which I could gain a total of 0 things of importance from, but I did get a money trough, which is, like, kinda cool, I guess. Anyways, following the Blood Moon, I decided I should try to do the Old One's army, but after building the arena for it, I literally just forgot to do it. Like, I genuinely just forgot to do it. Like, I just never did it. I don't know why. I actually instead went to go fight Deerclops. I don't know why. Like, this makes no sense. Deerclops is literally post-Skeletron, and I hadn't even fought Skeletron yet. And also, fuck this boss with my entire, like, being. I hate this boss. Holy shit. I got my ass beat, not once, But fucking twice, dude. But twice. Are we serious? Like, this guy sucks. Genuinely. Like, he doesn't despawn, which is why I was able to beat him regardless of dying. But damn it, this boss sucks. And I didn't even get the fucking drop I wanted. I wanted the Hundius Shootius or whatever the hell. And instead I just got Chester. Which literally makes the trough useless that I just got. So, yay. Thank you, Relogic. So, instead of doing the Old One's army as I had planned to do after Deerclops, I completely forgot to do it. And instead I fought Skeletron. I don't know what I was doing. Like, I have no idea what I was doing. But, I mean, Skeletron's required, right? So, I ran Skeletron's hands, literally, and he got his ass beat. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know if I'm just over-geared or what, but this guy was, like, a pushover. Like, genuinely. And this is Master Mode. And I'm by no means good at this game. And I'm rocking 0 buffs. Like, I'm bottom of the barrel gear right now. And this dude was genuinely no harder than Eye of Cthulhu. Like, I don't think my health dropped below 200. So, yeah, you want to easily beat Terraria, be a summoner. Like, genuinely. So, upon beating Skeletron, the only 2 things I really wanted, or could want from the dungeon, was a Cobalt Shield, which I got immediately upon my first golden chest, as well as a Butching Table, which I got like 2 minutes after, so I could leave, and it was sweet. And realizing I had made a bit of a jump in progression, I realized I should probably backpedal and kill Queen Bee. Not that I really needed any drops from her, because her armor is kind of worse than Obsidian, in my opinion, even though it is the only other summoner-specific set. I figured I should kill her regardless, just for, you know, progression's sake. So, I made a little makeshift Frankenstein-ass arena, and decided to run her fade immediately. Oh my gosh, we're like right there. And then also, whatchamacallit. Brain. Yeah, I think for some reason, I don't... If I had said Skeletron was easy, this boss best be defined as Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Like, genuinely. And I was the Hydrogen Bomb, for once, surprisingly. This boss, like, fared 0 issues, and I got a little bit cocky at the end, which almost made me die. But, you know, she died regardless, and I used none of her drops, so that totally blows. But it was just Wall of Flesh now. Nobody else in my way. That being the case, I had several things to do before I fought Wall of Flesh. I learned that you could get a pylon for hell, so the first thing I did was make NPC prisons, get a pylon down there. Second thing I needed to work on was accessories, and also an arena. They're kind of a 2-in-1. My accessories were trash, and my arena wasn't there. Freaking accessories. So you know what I'm gonna do? No, I can't even, actually, I'm dumb. I can't even, like, get some of those accessories, like, willfully. I have to low-key just get them from either drops, or... Well, first of all, you need Obsidian Rose, which is... So yeah, as you heard from me there, I need to low-key farm for some components. I don't farm for all of them. I farm for the Obsidian Rose, and that's the only one I farm for. The rest of them I got from alternate seeds. If you're curious, you can just look up 1.4.5 Terraria seed for an item, and then there's like that item has a particular spawn since they added seeds in 1.4. So I have used this feature, and that's how I get my Lava Charm as well as my Frost. What are they called? My Ice Skates. So I can make the Terra Spark boots. Oh, what? I didn't even know I could make the GPS right now. Sick. GPS. That, and then this, and then just take these off and make that, and make that, and make that, and make that. Whew. Now we have 4 summons. What is this build? This shit is actually insane, dude. What the hell? Following my insane upgrades, I decided I would begin building the hell-long stretch of an arena, which, I mean, it's a medium world. Like, this didn't take that long, but still my least favorite part of pre-hard mode, in all honesty. And while I was building, the Wall of Flesh just, like, spawned. I guess my minions had killed a voodoo demon, so this was a good chance to see how well I would fare against this guy. And, not well. Not well at all, actually. I got brutally molested, and he didn't even get to half health. So this was a very clear eye-awakening moment that I need to get stronger. How do I do that? I run the Old One's army. So, I had to remember that this event existed. I did it again. I beat it, like, first try, because it was really easy and I was really overpowered. And this gave me the Apprentice's Scarf, as you can see there, which I had equipped in the middle. That gives you summon damage and an extra sentry slot, but who cares about the sentry slot? We care about the damage. So, after beating the old one's army, I decided I'd get back to building my Hell Arena. And this time, I planned on making it all the way to the left side of the map. And then, just in case that wasn't enough, I decided to extend it a little bit to the right, because I was not about to lose to this big homunculus flesh sack again. And so, I used buffs for the first time this entire run, and I decided to whoop the Wall of Flesh's ass. Fucking send it, bro. Holy shit. I literally have a fucking Titan potion. Oh, that increases my knockback. I thought it made me fucking immune to... God damn it. That is not what I thought that did. Fuck. That's just not what I thought that did at all. Like, what is this? This is fucking absurd. Come on, bitch. Yes! Let's go! I don't know why I got so excited. I didn't beat the game. I merely finished half of it. So, upon killing the Wall of Flesh, I first and foremost went to the Shimmer and got myself a Summoner Emblem for that plus sweet, delectable 15% summon damage, and then broke some altars with my Pawn Hammer for ores. I got Palladium, Orichalcum, and Titanium, which is pretty tough. I actually quite like Titanium, and Orichalcum's meh, and Palladium's meh, but I don't really care about them. So then I decided to go on an epic gamer digging mowing session, most of which I didn't show on camera. But I did find this weird dragon egg, and upon hatching it, I got Chillis Ignis. This is a mount from the Power Word crossover, which is cool, but I didn't really use it. Anyways, I got a shit ton of titanium, none of which I used, but it was cool to get anyways, and I needed the pickaxe, and the forge, and the anvil. And so I decided to find myself a spider biome so I could kill black recluses to get the first hard mode summoner dedicated armor set, as well as summon staff, the spider set, which, it's, you know, it's okay. I'm not gonna hate on it too much. It got me where I needed to be, right? So I can't hate on it too much. Spider breastplate. Rest in peace to this armor set. How many minions can I have? I can have 6 little spiders running around. Oh my god, I'm the Arachnid Queen, and I got a little bit more defense. Next investment was wings, which required me to kill harpies, not harpies, wyverns, which, you know, it wasn't too bad, actually, in all honesty. They have worm AI, and the spiders, when they latch on, do a shit ton of damage. And this is where I started to see a problem. Get him, summons. Okay, when they latch on, they do pretty good damage, but it seems like they have, difficulty latching on. Single sentiment right there is far less than what it means. The spider minions have probably the worst AI in the entire game, and it led to some severe skill issues and progression stoppage. Regardless of that, I headed to the Hollowed, which was in my snow biome basically, and I got my 99 pixie dust that I needed for my lovely fairy wings. The first wings that I get, and that I use for, like, far longer than I should, honestly. I don't replace these for a calm 10 hours of gameplay. So, yeah. Maybe that's why I had such a skill issue. Maybe that's why there was so many progression stops. Either way, I don't know. So, now what I was looking for was a pirate event, which fortunately for me happened to literally the night after. There was a blood moon and then a pirate invasion invaded. And fortunately, like, I was getting super lucky right now. A blizzard was happening simultaneously. Now, why is this good? there's a whip called the Cool Whip, which requires a drop from ice golems. Ice golems only spawn during blizzards. So during this event, I was looking for two things: the pirate staff and the Cool Whip. Fortunately for me, there was an ice golem that did happen to spawn right here at the foot of this mountain, and I totally just cheesed the shit out of him because I was not about to lose this opportunity. I think, oh my gosh, but I think we can make a thing now. I think we can make a Cool Whip now. Wait a minute, that's... okay. Alright. This is where the spider's poor eye truly starts to shine. I had 6 minions, and only one of them would attack the damn boss. You can't make this up. Yes, little buddy, get him! It took 5 entire minutes, voice crack, of this summon to kill him. And I didn't even get the goddamn pirate staff. Freaking, But I got the Cool Whip, though, which was a great upgrade. And following making it, I honestly felt pretty ready for a mech boss. But I really wanted to reforge my stuff, so I decided to try the crystal glitch that was originally, you know, in the last update. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to me, they patched it. They patched the crystal dupe glitch, and now I had to do this weird freaking cash in, cash out, supply demand ass glitch or exploit using the Dryad and Happiness, and then turning her glowing mushroom seeds into jungle seeds using the shimmer, and then using those jungle seeds to then craft this, like, twine or whatever. I don't know. You can look it up. It's, like, a pretty good money exploit, but it's way slower. Like, it is so much slower than the previous one. But, you know, gotta work with what we got. Oh, I did this until I had about 10 platinum or something. And then I just spam reforged until I got legendary on my whip. Yeah, this took so long, I genuinely stopped to Google if you could get legendary on whips, because I was like, why am I not getting this? Hello? But yeah, you can get legendary whips. I'm just stupid unfortunate, and this cuck is a cuck. But I got it. And then I decided I should also get Fabled on my spider staff, which is the new best summoning prefix. Fabled. Then stupidly decided I was ready to take on Queen Slime. To which I was immediately proven I was not, in fact, ready to take on Queen Slime, as she bounced me around her giant, gelatinous body, crushing my bones and flesh. Yet, I didn't take the hint. I decided to try again. And unsurprising to anyone, again, I was killed. Oh, but guess what? That doesn't stop me. 3rd time's the charm, right? 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 No. Wrong. I got my ass kicked 3 times by this freaking boss. This boss was the hardest and biggest roadblock in the entire game. I shit you not. No other boss or progression point had been as bad as Queen Slime up to this point. Holy moly. Just fight a mech. Skip her. Please. I tried something new. I decided I would get Abigail's Flower, so I used the Constant Seed to get Abigail's Flower faster, because I believe the issue was the spiders not latching onto the boss. So, I got Abigail's Flower, I reforged that John to Fabled. Now, I was gonna fight Queen Slime again, in all honesty, but I decided to change and pivot, so I opted instead to fight the twins, because I wanted to make the Optic Staff in hopes of it having better aggro and targeting for Queen Slime. There goes, I guess. I don't. 80,000. Well, this is cooked. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this as well from your perspective back home, but let me zoom in for you, because if you'll take notice, my summon's actually hitting the fucking boss. Let's go! I'm sorry about that. I had to get that out of my system after all this, malice was built up from this damn boss. But anyways, I switched back to the spider staff because surprisingly they can actually latch on these giant floating, disgusting, slimy eyeballs. And once Spaz was down, this fight was like, well, it should have been a cakewalk anyways, but you'll see. Oh, my spaz. Retinator, you poor fella, bro. You're just getting, like, oh, he hurts. He hurts really bad still. I almost died. I almost just died to Retinator. Holy shit. Following that asshole puckering close call of a fight, I made Durendal, which is far better than the Cool Whip, reforged that John, and got Legendary so quickly. Thank you, Goblin Cuck, for finally blessing me up. Goodness, I needed a good day after the many fails that I've had recently. So, Legendary, this thing's hitting hard as hell. 97 damage, I think that said. Whew-wee! That's some good damage. So now, I felt confident enough to retry Queen Slime. You might be like, Will, why didn't you make the Optic Staff? I thought you were going to make the Optic Staff because it had better tracking. I forgot. And after I got my ass beat, again by her, I remembered to. So now, with the Optic Staff in tow, look at this. I mean, first of all, far more aggression, far better tracking. Nothing can go wrong, right? Right? Wrong. This fucking boss is so goddamn difficult. There are so many ads. There is so much shit flying around my screen and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And mind you, the blade staff that I want from her isn't even a guaranteed drop. Not even guaranteed. Holy balls, man. For the following run, I decided I was gonna beat this bitch or quit. And when I give myself an ultimatum like that, I'm locked. Like, exactly what I was looking for, which is like that aggressiveness. I needed that. I needed the good aggressive guys, so you can just like molest. And sure enough, with enough trial and error, you eventually succeed. And I eventually succeeded. Ads. Like, I don't like, look at how many ads there are. I don't. Please just die, please just die, please just die, please just die. Give me the blade staff. She just fucking farted, you gross person. You gross, disgusting. Yes! 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 Yes, 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 yes. I need that back, actually. Oh my god, please, bro. It's like I don't have a lot of... I'm not even gonna take the chance, because I know how much of an asshole this guy is. Yeah, so I just immediately went back to money farming, so I had enough platinum to actually get a good reforge. And instead of getting Fabled, I got Eager, which triggered the best one. And Eager gives you plus 25 armor pen, on top of the plus 25 armor pen I already had. So, I immediately ran Skeletron's block, and died. Pretty quickly, actually. But I did do a shit ton of damage, as you can see. And this sort of became a trend, actually. I then tried him again, and, believe it or not, I died again. Yep. And then, I thought it was just the boss, right? So I tried Destroyer. And, you know, granted, it absolutely shreds his health bar upon spawn. I mean, god, look at that damage. Holy moly. Right? Right? Yeah, no. No, I died again. To Destroyer this time. Unfortunately, I abused that initial damage you can get off Destroyer, right? You can just shred him with the Blade Staff. I abused this, along with some just dodging, and I low-key just kind of locked in. I stopped having commentary while I was playing, even though commentary doesn't matter because I'm voiceovering the damn video. But anyways, right, trial and error. After I ran the Destroyer again, I did kill him, which put me 2 out of 3 mech bosses down. Now it was just me versus Skeletron Prime, who, although it was hard, was not nearly as unnecessarily difficult as Queen Slime was. Oh, my girlfriend texted me. is that holy fucking fuck. You. Fuck you. Fortunately for me, I did get a buff before I fought Skeletron Prime again, and that was Hallowed Armor, which, you know, first of all, gives you more summon damage, the same amount of summons. Also, a damn dodge? Like, what? It's freaking busted. So I wasted no time summoning Skeletron Prime and whooping that mechanical ass. Or face, because he doesn't have an ass. Freaking loser. What kind of loser doesn't have a butt? Freaking loser. Nice, okay, well, I don't know why I made that so hard. That was not hard at all. And I'm just a fucking idiot. So, I spent the following evening sleeping so that Plantera bulbs would spawn. And they did add Glorify Armor, but I sort of just skipped that. I did fight Dread Nautilus, though, because I really wanted the Sanguine Staff for its better targeting and just higher damage output than the Blade Staff for Plantera. So, I got the Sanguine Staff, and I kind of just immediately ran her fade. Now, I did get some Life Root before this, but I didn't get any upgrades or, like, prefixes. I literally just fought her, like, just to see how it would go. And, you know, for a first run, it went surprisingly smooth. This boss is really easy. I just sort of makeshift more of the Queen Bee arena from earlier. And honestly, without breaking much of a sweat, I destroyed the, you know, the plant MILF. Like, genuinely, she was stupid easy. Terra does drop a whip, but I really wasn't dedicated enough to get it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can get much better whips post her way faster than farming for her whip. So, as much as it is a cool new whip, I just didn't care. I immediately just went to fight Golem afterwards anyways, and unsurprisingly, like, this should be surprising to no one, I won. It's Golem. It's Golem, dude. Golem is the biggest pushover ever. I don't think most, like, you need difficulty mods to make this guy hard. This guy's genuinely a joke. I have, like, 20 defense, and I'm whooping that ass. Like, come on, dude. I haven't played this game in, like, probably concurrently in a solid 2 years. So, boo-hoo, you suck, dude. With Golem dead, I unlocked Beetle Wings and Tiki Armor. Beetle Wings I forgot to make, and Tiki Armor you just buy from the Witch Doctor, so I wasted no time buying that. Gives me one more summon slot, a little more damage, but I do lose my dodge ability, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I was heavily relying on. However, I did do the Solar Eclipse for, they buffed the Deadly Sphere Staff, which is awesome. I didn't know they did that until I got it, which is sick. I then used the Deadly Sphere Staff in an attempt to get enough Spooky Wood and hopefully get the Dark Harvest, both of which I nailed on the damn head. I got really lucky here. I got, not only did I get the Dark Harvest first try, I also got a Necromantic Scroll really quickly, which is like a really good summon buff. Or summon accessory, I mean. My bad. If you're wondering why there's Martian blocks up there, there was a Martian invasion, it decked me, and also I bought the Steampunk wings, that's why I have new wings. You can just buy them from the Steampunk after Plantera. Fuck, bro. First try. Well, that's the event over, but... yeah, what an upgrade. Literally double. Like, actually double the damage. That is insane. I did, however, have to run the event for a second night in a row because I did not get 650 or 700 or however much spooky wood you need for the armor set. I don't really remember. But I had to run it a second time. It wasn't that significant, though. I didn't ever get the Raven Staff, which kind of sucks. I did really want that, but it doesn't really matter too much. So anyways, I made myself the spooky armor set, which is a humongous upgrade offensively. Defensively, however, a slight decrease, but damn, my damage was looking good. 1x2x1. How many summons do I have? 7. Man, okay, cool. I then had a brief intermission where I tried to get the Martian Saucer summon. I didn't. I ran this event 2 more times. I never got it. I got a Cosmic Car Key, I got the Laser Gatling Gun, I got the Super... I got, like, literally everything but what I wanted. You know, boo-hoo. Whatever. I went to the Witch Doctor, I bought the Hercules Beetle, so then I could upgrade the Necromantic Scroll, and then I could also equip the other one that I had, so I could have 2 at the same time, and have 2 extra minion slots, and 25% increased summon damage, which, holy moly, was crazy. Like, I may have no defense, but I hit like a fucking truck, dude. Took my truck-like damage, and headed straight to the Lunatic Cultist to beat his ass. Or so I thought I was going to beat his ass. He actually proved a little more difficult than I thought, but he was still pretty easy nonetheless. I mean, the Dark Harvest is just disgustingly good. Post-Lunatic Cultist, the only thing I really had left to do was get the new Constellation Whip, which you make out of Stardust Fragments. Also, the Dragon Staff, of course. And I just cheesed the Stardust Pillar because I had no reason to fight it legitimately. So, beating this unlocked pre-Moon Lord gear. Now, I didn't plan to immediately fight the Moon Lord. I did want to first and foremost fight the Empress of Light to get Soren's Insignia, Daytime Empress of Light for Terra Prisma, which I didn't even end up using because the Stardust Dragon Staff is better, but regardless, and Duke Fishron, because I wanted his wings. So I just really wanted these 2 weapon upgrades, because they were disgustingly good. Now, Nighttime Empress of Light, she takes a little bit to get back into the groove of. I hadn't fought this boss in a good while, as you can probably see. But my damage output was so high, I could really kind of play like an idiot after these first 2 deaths and still win. So, yeah. Why did she dash that way? Okay, well I just no-hit her. Now, unfortunately, that sort of no-hitting did not fare with Daytime Empress of Light. This took me... Oh my goodness. This isn't even all of the attempts, mind you. I'm only showing you a compilation of, like, some of the deaths that I took to this boss. I think Daytime Empress of Light took me probably 24 tries, maybe 25, and here's like 5 or 6 on display. This boss was hard as shit, but I did it. Did it for y'all. Show you a true summoner run. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up now while this happens. Yes! Did I do it? Let's fucking go! So yeah, after whooping her ass, I just immediately went to kill Duke Fishron because I desperately needed his wings pre-Moon Lord, or like for Moon Lord, because I could not use these trash wings for Moon Lord. Like even Soaring Insignia would not save me. But now, it was time for the big boy himself, the Moon Lord. I used a lot of buffs. I got max health. I had to lock in for this fight. So I'm just gonna let this play with audio. I don't think I've ever felt like this much of a tweaker in my life, bro. Like, what is it, bro? Do I have fucking, like... like, I can't with this game anymore, dude. I'm so sick of being a summoner, bro. What the fuck? Oh, God, why did I do that? What part of that was like, yes, let me eat the butt. Let me eat the butt of the laser. I'm in space. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. Jesus Christ, that's quite a fucking few projectiles, hello? Is that it? Oh my fuck, dude! Oh my god! I had to fight him again, because I didn't even get the possession, his new whip, until the second kill. So here's that. And then, here's the possession. This thing is really interesting. What does this even do? Crit strike chance for your summon tag damage. Your summons will focus strike enemies with prophetic energy. Vision strike enemies hit by summons. What the hell is this? What the... Hold on, I think we have to try this on Moon Lord just to end off the run here. While I get my ass beat by Moon Lord in the background, while I use his own tentacle dick as a whip against him, I really hope you enjoyed watching me struggle with this this playthrough of 1.4.5 Summoner only. I did answer the question, and I did prove how overpowered it is, especially if you're better at the game than me. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.